the Blue Bay LPGA, part of the race to the CME Globe.
Yesterday morning, a young woman born in Mexico woke up in China, 25 years to the day after her arrival in this world. And soon after wiping the mist of sleep away, Gabby Lopez must have been letting her thoughts drift to what this birthday may bring. Little did she know. How about what was probably the greatest day of her golfing life? A day which included one of the greatest shots of her career. A Friday where in around 20 minutes she went from 3 strokes astern of the best player in the world to 1 in front. But that was yesterday. On the Saturday at Jian Lake Blue Bay, Gabby will lead into the final round for the very first time. By day's end, she may walk in the revered footsteps of the legendary Lorena Ochoa as a Mexican champion on the LPGA Tour. But to achieve that, nerves of steel and an iron will is required. After all, it is the world #1 who is her closest rival. Ariyas Jutanagan's dramatic 18th hole mishap yesterday might just have turned her determination level to warp speed. And that spells danger. But when the other chasers are led by Korea's Sunghyun Park, aiming to recapture the mantle as the best player in the game, and Se-Young Kim, someone who's already tasted victory in the toughest conditions this layout can throw up, then you have the prospect of a tantalising conclusion to this exhilarating Asian swing. Welcome to Hainan Island in China for the final round of the Blue Bay LPGA. A day where Gabby Lopez may just receive the best belated birthday present she's ever had.
After 3 days of testing championship golf, we have arrived at the final 18. And Ali, you cannot write the script when it comes to live sport. What a day it was for Gabby Lopez, who finished more than strong. She was absolutely sensational.
She was sensational yesterday. The best round of the week in that 66, including a hole-in-one and a 4-shot swing on the world #1. What more could you want from a day 3?
It was remarkable to think how well she coped, romping home with a 66 on her birthday. And she's bidding to become the first Mexican winner on the LPGA since Lorena Ochoa.
And I dare say she's going to be sporting the colours of the Mexican flag in her outfit today, so maybe channeling a little bit of that Mexican power here in the final round.
Well, she has a 3-ball today. My goodness me, playing with Ariyas Jutanagan and Sunghyun Park. How is that going to play out?
Well, it's going to be interesting. The main thing for Gabby is making her move on her front 9. She beats Sunghyun Park by 11 shots on the front 9 so far in the first 3 rounds, so making an early move is going to be really key for her today.
It is indeed. Well, Ariyas Jutanagan, we weren't expecting that from her on the 18th, went into the water. So Gabby Lopez yesterday not only played with the world #1, she thrived under the pressure.
You know, I've been waiting for this moment. I mean, I'm very lucky to share the course with the best player in the world, and you know, I had fun. I enjoyed today, and that's all it takes. So as soon as the ball left the club, I knew it was a good shot, but I couldn't see because the sun was in my face, and I turned around and my caddy goes, "It went in," and I'm like, "No way!" And the camera guy told us like, "Yes, it did," and I couldn't give myself a better birthday present.
Well, buena suerte, Gabby Lopez. But a lot happening at the top of the leaderboard, and also we have to keep a close eye on Sydney Clanton.
We do. You know what? She's in the battle to try and get inside that top 100. We can't say for sure at the end of this week whether she'll do that, but the first part of the equation is earning a roughly about just a little over $2,300 more than Brianna Doe in earnings this week. So that's step 1 for Sydney Clanton towards a full status next year.
OK, it's going to be a busy day, and it's going to be a tantalising leaderboard. Where will it play out? All to look forward to.
This watch has seen moments that last a second and moments that last forever. It's seen the beginning of an era. Players break boundaries and a sport take its place on the world stage. Yet it's not until we look back that we understand that at those very moments, we were standing on the edge of golfing history. It doesn't just tell time, it tells history.
Get more spin. Get more versatility. Get more feel. Get more from your short game with the all-new RTX4 Wedge, only from Cleveland Golf.
What do you look for when you trade?
I want free access to research.
Yep, TD Ameritrade's got that.
Free access to every platform.
Yeah, that too.
I want to know what I'm paying up front.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything you want, one low price. TD Ameritrade.
This holiday season, take advantage of special offers from golf's top brands. Play the most complete tour ball, the TaylorMade TP5 for $34.95. Achieve straight distance with Bridgestone E6 Soft or E6 Speed, now $21.95. Get tour-proven distance and unparalleled feel with Callaway Chrome Soft, now $39.95. Or demand maximum performance with Srixon Z-Star, now $29.95. Personalized free with your name, monogram, or laminate. Only for a limited time at golfballs.com. The world leader in golf customization.
Yeah, around about a 7-iron for the majority of players. 2 birdies so far, and that's because it's one of the smallest targets to hit this middle section of the green where the hole is located. So you'll see a lot of balls down to the short right side of this green. Not the worst place to miss it, but still pretty tough tee shot in all.
And there have been only 2 birdies there all day. We've seen both of them, Celine Boutier and Chella Choi. Ali Whittaker is going to take a little break and go out and enjoy the golf on the golf course, and Kate Burton comes in. Well, this has been something, this start to the round, and I think you'd be joining me, Kate, in saying that you'd be pretty impressed with what we've seen from Gabby so far. She's standing up to the final day pressure really well.
And more surprised at the minor collapses of Ariyas Jatanagan and Sun Hyung Park, both major champions this year. Impressive resumes, and we were worrying how Gabby was going to cope. It's more a case of how the world number 1 and world number 2 are faring out on the golf course, I should say. 2 over par each through 6 holes.
Our leader at -8, but there is a charge coming on the golf course, and it's coming from this young woman, Celine Boutier, the world number 150. Second shot at the 9th, having picked up 4 shots already. And perhaps 5. How well is she playing?
And that is a seriously small target at 9, with that hole all the way on the back left-hand corner. Had to fly it in over that very large bunker. Well, she's 4 behind right now. That putt would bring the deficit to just 3 shots, and as we know how tough it's on the back 9.
There's a slightly gusting breeze here at the moment, although it is down a little bit. It's the calmest we've probably had.
Of all the parts of the golf course, though, Sandy, this has been the one where it's hard to get a handle on the breeze direction, probably more than anything.
Yeah, it's twists and turns all over the place. Gabby Lopez going in here with an 8-iron. Bringing this way left. That's not going to get anywhere near the green. Oh, it's lucky to hold up there.
Easy up and down.
Well, I expected fireworks out here today.
I don't think it's a control.
Sort of going in the other direction.
We almost knew there were going to be some final round nerves, but who would have thought they would have come from the world number 1 and the world number 2 as opposed to Gabby Lopez?
It's 9-iron for Sun Hyun Park. I'm going to try and find out a little more about Ariyas' wrist. There's an issue there. But he's just dropping down considerably. Now this too has started a long way left. It's trying to work its way back. It is working back. And found the right level at least. Giving herself another chance.
A little bit of spin with that, but slightly unfortunate. It didn't drift down towards the hole a fraction more. Out comes the spider putter. Hasn't been kind to her on the previous hole. Same putter that Gabby Lopez has.
It's the same shot we did yesterday.
Now the breeze is picking up again, left to right, helping them a little bit. Just a 9-iron for area. Hole playing 150 yards today. Oh, it took a lot of ground with that, as she usually does. Left-hand side of the green. If it gets over that ridge, it's okay, it'll stay there.
And it's on the right plateau, so advantage to the world number 1 and number 2. Gabby Lopez, the leader by 2, needed to get up and down.
Here's Mohan Du, who with her second shot at the 9th hole. We've spoken about the hole location here in the back left corner. And using the slopes to her advantage, that is a very clever shot. It will still be quick, but it will be a birdie putt nonetheless for Mohan Du. But this is an intriguing final round, the way it's shaping up. Celine Boutier leaping out of the pack, making the charge. Gabby Lopez might be 1 over par for the day, but she's hanging on and she's 2 in front. Ariyas looking shaky and perhaps injured. Se-Young Kim is treading water at the moment at even par. And Sunghyun Park has a 6-shot deficit to make up on what is turning out to be a fascinating final day. Players to all corners of the globe, and it's the colours of many nations on the leaderboard each week.
Just got to land this on this little mound, let it run out slightly left. It's not too bad. Good 3.5 feet.
Well, what a good birdie this would be for the 16-year-old from China, Mohan Du at the 9th. Had success just recently winning the China National Team Championships and the individual titles. That was just last month. And so as a 16-year-old, it's not going to be her day today, not her tournament, but you can't beat experience, especially when you're playing one of the hardest golf courses that we have, really, certainly on the Asian swing and all year.
Oh, they can't all go in, but an opportunity goes begging for Celine Boutier. That would have been for an outward 9 of 31 in these conditions, if you don't mind.
Area sitting on this ridge, plenty of right to left. It's looking good. It's a nice putt. It was a tough angle to come in from.
To remain at 4 under and 4 behind. That is a very tidy front 9.
That is brilliant in these conditions and in the pressure of Saturday. Normally it's the pressure that Sunday brings, but this final round 1 day early.
She's known for being different. That is one of her nicknames. I am different, Sunghyun Park.
Just sitting at the top of this first tier. Just come a little bit further, would have got a nice little downhill run, but now she does have a downhill run, but it's for her birdie putt. Something has to go in sooner or later.
might be a long way from the clubhouse at the moment, but she is already in the position where she's starting to run out of holes, although don't forget things can happen at 14 and 18 on the back nine. And of course Ariya with her length and Gabby with her will, they can happen for them too. So she has to light the fire pretty quickly.
And things can unravel very quickly around this golf course as well, certainly around those tricky holes 10 and 11 and 12. Some of those hole locations.
Siempre por dentro, no obstante.
Just an awkward length here for Gabby. It was a pretty decent little pitch off that bank down to here, but she is putting uphill, so she can afford to give it a little bit of firmness to hold a line. Certainly better than coming from the other side. But she really needs this. She needs to, when she gets into trouble, she needs to really stick it out. She's done that so well to date. If she has any nerves, she's certainly not showing them. Oh, and another good bold putt.
This has been so impressive.
She said 5 years ago she used to be a bad putter. She's 12th on tour when it comes to putting average. And I went, well, hang on, how can you be a bad putter? You've been nothing but brilliant this week. And her coach, Horacio Morales, said to her the key is for her to swing like a pendulum, to stay connected, not to get too handsy. And that's what she's continuing to do.
Ariya stays 2 back of our impressive leader. Awkward length, one that you would think 99 times out of 100 she would hole. The Korean remains 6 back from the lead. Let's look back at what's happened in the first hour or so of our final round coverage. Gabby Lopez. What about that? That was a really strong putt at the 4th hole. That was for bogey. That was a pressure putt.
Well, somebody's not feeling the pressure today is Celine Boutier's racing up the leaderboard. This was at the 7th, a curling left to righter, and that's an excellent 2 from the French player to be in the reckoning.
At the 5th hole, Ariya Jutanagan, watch this. You just don't see that from Ariya. She's having some issues with her right hand, her right wrist probably, and she went on to make a bogey there at 5.
There were a couple of bogeys early on for Jennifer Song, 3 in fact, so this to stop that snap. Good recovery. Is it going to be enough? She finds herself now just 2 under par.
Whilst everyone else is finding the going tough, Celine Boutier of France has come with a rush, and she set up another birdie there at 8, and that took her to 4 under par for the day.
Chella Choi ranked 72nd in the world, trying to get to 3 under, and that was a great putt at 7 for the South Korean.
So it's a matter of holding on for a lot, but for Celine Boutier of France, it has been a matter of charging. And Chella Choi in line for a good finish. Here she is with her 3rd at the 8th to a hole that is just 12 paces on, and she got the downslope, and that doesn't help.
It's a difficult hole, and we're delighted to be joined in the commentary box by Stuart Brown, who's the head professional at this golf club, Stuart. And wow, this is a tough golf course, and certainly the 8th green.
Yeah, it's very tough. I'm sure the girls have been trying to hit a full shot in there and give themselves a good birdie chance. It's a very tricky hole, yeah.
Is it always this windy here?
It generally is, to be honest, yeah. I think to do well at this golf course, you have to be a good player of wind, and you certainly have to be playing from the fairway. I think you start finding rough, and it's very difficult to control it.
So Young just coming up a little short there. And we're going to duck ahead to 9 now and have a look at Danielle Kang's second shot. Stuart, the par 4s interesting to look at the figures. They've been biting the players. They're very solid set of par fours on this golf course.
Yeah. I mean, generally the greens are very sort of segmented, and you need to be finding the right areas of the greens, and that may be what makes it very tough.
So Danielle's got a birdie putt coming. Gabby Lopez standing up to the pressure at the moment, and she leads by 2. Ariyas Jutanagan has her issues. Celine Boutier emerging from the pack, so who will it be? Can Gabby hang on? She's showing every sign of doing that in the final round of the Blue Bay LPGA. Great to have your company wherever you're watching right around the world. 2.475 million so far for the best player in the world in 2018. Ariyas Jutanagan, tee shot at the par 5 8th.
We saw her get at 330 down here a couple of days ago. This is not going to be the same now. It's heading dangerously towards that left bunker.
And in.
God, Pete, you're talking about her season earnings. If she was to win today, if she won next week, and she got the $1 million, she's surpassing $4 million in a single season. That is frankly outrageous. It's a good putt from Jennifer Song as well. 3 under, 5 back.
The last one to do that, Kate, was a Mexican, Lorena Ochoa, $4 million when she was at the peak of her powers. Moria needs almost to stop this on the ridge. Stuart Brown, the club pro, is with us. Have you got a favourite hole on the golf course, Stuart?
I personally like 15, to be honest. There's a good birdie chance, but you can obviously walk off there with a bogey as well. It's definitely a scoring opportunity.
An opportunity missed for Chella to make a pretty straightforward par. Anytime the players walk off a par 5 with a 6th, you know they're going to be steaming, especially a downwind par 5. Gabby Lopez, a 2-shot leader in this final round. And look at all those first-time winners. It's been an extraordinary year. The riches have been shared around.
And as much as I'm sure Rolex are delighted to be handing out their watches, I wonder if they had that many reserved for all these first-time winners. 24 different winners this year, and there's the 9 there. Gabby could well become the 10th. Just going about it the right way.
And just some wonderful victories amongst those. Moria's was so long in coming, another tie in Titipa Sawanapura. Georgia Hall doing what she did at the British Open. We talked about the breeze being at their back. Stuart, why don't you give us your impressions of this par 5 8?
Yeah, number 8 is normally a hole that the girls could maybe go for in 2 shots, but there is that water that cuts in on the right-hand side, so maybe the layup is a sensible option and try and make a birdie with a good third shot. Again, quite a sloping green, but certainly a hole that can yield a birdie. So.
Yeah, you talk about sloping, Stuart. Wow, it's low on the right side, high on the left. And if you're putting from the wrong side, we haven't seen much of that this week because the girls have got the measure of this course, but nearly impossible to stop it.
Very difficult, yeah. I mean, it's you've obviously got the water at the sort of past the pin as well, and that's always in the back of your mind. So.
It's been statistically the 3rd easiest hole on the golf course this week, behind 14 and 18.
Well, this is now the strongest we've felt the wind. It has really picked up in the last couple of minutes. Gabby just electing to get the ball down in wedge distance. She can't get there. She's 244 from the front of this green. So just get it to where it's 80, 100 yards short. Just taking that to the left-hand side. That's fine.
You mentioned it before, Kate. I think it's a lovely touch, the colours that she's got on today.
Yes, flying, being very patriotic indeed. The Mexican flag colours. Danielle Kang, she's all in white and gunning for a birdie at the 9th. Well, she won on her birthday weekend a few weeks ago in Shanghai. She turned 26. Gabby Lopez turned 25 yesterday with a hole-in-one. A stay at the Western Resort and Spa was her prize, as well as a lead of this golf tournament.
Just over 230 out of the rough to get there. Ball below her feet, high ball flight. It's heading right off that bunker. We're going to come up just shy of the green. Wait for a slightly awkward little pitch.
Stuart, just looking ahead to one of the other holes on the finishing side of the golf course, the 17th. I'm sure you've been asked this question before. Is it the biggest green in golf? The biggest single green?
I did actually pace it out the other week, and it was, I think, 73 paces across. So, yeah, it's certainly a big target. But again, it's difficult to get in the right area. So,
no other option for area. Well, planned to play a 9 out. She's caught that very, very well. Bounces short of that bunker, no, don't. Pulls up just slightly shy of the second bunker, short of the green.
Stuart must have very good paces, Kate, because I thought mine weren't bad and I had 80 across the green.
It's huge. We can say
Yes.
that. I went to look for the dot last night. I spent 10 minutes and gave up and went to the 18th. Dot's where they put a marking the night before, and they know where they're going to cut the hole. This is Celine Boutier, who is flying around this golf course. She's on the back 9, covered the front 9 in 32 strokes. Hasn't holed out on 10. That is one of the sprinkle heads, so she will obviously get a drop from there. Oh, Stuart, this is a tough start on the back 9, 10. A 9. This is a par part for Panarat Tanapolbunyaras. We won't get you to say that name, Stuart. That's one of the longer ones we have to contend with this week. You're very lucky to live here. You were in Cambridge a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's cold and dark, and now you're looking after one of the best golf courses in Asia.
yeah, I spoke to a few friends last few days, and it's starting to get cold now in England. So,
What do you mean starting to get cold in England? Here's Moria for par at 9. So not the outward 9 she was looking for, goes without saying once you see a card that has an absence of any red on it. Still in the top 10, as she consistently is.
That is a free drop. Obviously you can't drop nearer the hole. If the ball does roll that way, then you can place it.
Might be just about the hardest second shot on the golf course, the second to 10, Stuart.
And as you see, she thought that was going to move, so just replacing it, so it doesn't.
Would you agree with that appraisal?
yeah, you've got obviously got the water on the left there, and this hole normally plays into the breeze. So, yeah, very tough second shot, I must say.
All right, back to the thirds at 8.
Just had a little chat to Area, and she said, no, wrist is okay. No great drama. There's some little niggly thing there. Gabby, the first player to go here. 72 yards to the pin. Just coming from that first cut of rough, directly down breeze. Very, very easy to run through the back here, especially if you catch the downhill slope off the back of the bunker. The breeze makes this very difficult to control. Just let it float in.
That's not bad because it's very hard to hold when it's down breeze. Greens are firming up a little bit. Alvaro Alonso looks like he's having a cracking time out there. The caddy very relaxed. They've been together since March this year. He's from Spain. Professional golfer in his own right.
Well, if your boss might be about to pocket a cheque for $315,000, I think I'd be happy too if you're going to get a share of it.
She's missed 90%, he's missed a 10.
Slightly awkward stance here for Ariyas. Ball above her feet. Front foot very close to that bunker. Oh, straight up and straight down.
Well, what is going on here?
Oh, wow, this is just all going very pear-shaped.
She may have said that her wrist is okay, but there's a recurring theme among sports people that when they're actually involved in the contest, they don't like saying that they've got an injury of any description. It may be a different story when we get to the end of the round.
Pete, she's doing just too much feeling and twisting and shaking of it for there to be nothing there. Then while Sun Hyun Park from down the front, now she's got to get up this big ridge. She's coming from a lower level as it is. Punches it in. Needs it to check though. It's going to go straight through and up the bank.
Stuart, do you get a lot of people who come to this place, play golf, and say we've seen the place on TV and we love the look of it?
Yeah, you certainly get a lot of people from north of China who come down. They come down especially for this event, and they like to watch some good golf being played.
I think you actually get to play up from where it is.
So the wind has actually pushed Celine Boutier's ball down.
Yeah, and that's Ash Buhai because the ball is in play.
Yes.
And she said, well, you get to play it.
It's in play, it didn't cause it to play. I think
Yeah, you do. We're just listening to the players here.
Yeah, that sense you won't be keen enough.
Yeah, it's certainly not a penalty for Celine Boutier. It's an actual.
You call?
It's a pretty good break.
Rules official?
You just want to be doubly sure, but when the ball is in play, if the wind moves it.
Is that your understanding, Stuart?
To me, the ball's in play now, yeah.
Harry just needs to land this. Oh, no. Wow.
My goodness, this is unbelievable.
This is becoming a disaster.
So then I placed it, and then so it was still, so it was fine, we moved on and she played and whatever, and then the ball just started rolling down.
Rolling, okay, first question, where was the ball when you took the release?
In the sprint.
In it, on it,
yeah.
Okay. So you took a drop from it, did the whole process, and then...
And then I was on the other side reading the line, and then it just started rolling down.
Yeah, so you would just play it from the new spot? Okay.
No penalty.
No penalty.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
Well, you've got to take those breaks when they come. Had she marked the ball, then it would be a different story. But the ball was in play. She'd picked up her marker. You could see she was slightly concerned. She had to replace it a couple of times because it was moving. But no penalty against Celine Boutier. Now she's got a slightly easier putt.
Do you remember something similar happened to Kari Webb? Remember that ninth green at Thailand where the severe slope is? Something similar happened to Kari a few years ago, and she gained about 15 feet just by standing there and watching it. So let's see if this hot player on the golf course can take advantage of what seemingly is her good fortune here. Any par at 10 is a good par.
She read the wrong line. Well, from the previous putt, but shame, a drop shot for Celine Boutier. What is a very difficult hole, the 10th. I should say that's a 4 because she was at the back of the green for 2.
Yep.
Needs this to go in for her par, and it's going to run on by. Oh dear, staring a certain bogey in the face, possible double.
We mentioned before that players would steam if they make a 6 at a downwind par 5 area with her length in particular. Here's Sei Young punching one in with her second to the 9th.
Stuart, a tough pin to get close to with this whole location.
Yeah, it's just cut away on the left today, and yeah, very difficult to get the ball near, but obviously a good shot there. So
she's in the mix. She's equal third. Sung Hyun needs to get it happening. Gabby Lopez standing tall while those around her are seemingly losing their heads. With a slump of the shoulders from the world number 2. She could be the world number 1 at the end of the day, depending on what happens. If she wins, she will be.
I think we'll stick to that one.
Yeah, otherwise we might be here for half an hour.
The permutations went through about 2 pages. Gabby Lopez will have something to say about that with this opportunity for birdie, Sandy.
Yeah, really good chance here for Gabby. It's very makeable. Just no, she knew she never had the line on that, but walk away with the par. It's good stuff.
Still maintains her 2-shot lead. Spoke to her yesterday and asked her, do you talk to Lorena Ochoa? And she goes, what advice has she given you? She goes, you can't beat experience, is what Lorena Ochoa has said. That all the experience that Ariyas Jutanagan has, all those wins on the LPGA Tour, the 2 majors, aren't preparing her for this final round. Highly sluggish for the world number 1. 3 bogeys over the first 8 holes to see her slip down out of contention. Stuart, a pleasure to have you in the commentary box. Thank you for joining us. I know you're going to look forward to the back 9 and the very best to see how they play your beautiful golf course. But it is Gabby Lopez. In spite of being 1 over par, she now holds a 3-shot lead over her nearest challenger. That's Ariyas Jutanagan, the world number 1.
Great to have your company for our final round coverage of the Blue Bay LPGA. The contest within a contest today is the battle for the world number 1 ranking. At the moment, Ariyas Jutanagan has it from Sung Hyun Park with a difference of 0.05. Such has been the tightness of the contest at the top. So if Sung Hyun can win today, she will take over the world number 1 ranking. There are a number of other scenarios that will come into play, so we will keep an eye on that situation and hopefully give you a projected finish of the 2 players at the end of the day. We can't be sure because of all of the numbers that are involved, but we'll hope to have some idea as to who is going to be the world number 1 by day's end. At the moment, it belongs to Ariyas, but the young lady from Thailand is facing her struggles.
I think as long as we say that key word, projected, we'll be okay, Pete. 9th hole, Gabby Lopez. She seemed happy enough with the drive. There it is. Chance for birdie up ahead for Se-Young Kim. This would move into an equal 2nd position. Join area. Oh, hang a right. The other way.
Oh, that's right.
Have a look at the players at the top of the leaderboard. In the top 5, Gabby Lopez 1 over, Ariyas 3 over, Se-Young Kim even, Jennifer Song even. And then contrast that with what Celine Boutier is doing. She is 4 under. She is in a world of her own. Fly it over the first of the bunkers and head it towards the second and pull it up short.
Yeah, that's going over the centre of the bunker. It looks good-looking shot from here.
Well, distance not a problem for Sun Hyun Park. 266 is her average this week.
Area 2 have no problem with this bunker. You just got to be careful you don't go too far left because you can get caught up in the rough that comes out. There's quite a bank there. Breeze into them. Not as strong as it has been on the previous 3 days. Low ball flight for Ariyas, and that's going to be a good shot. She'll find the centre of the fairway.
It goes without saying that if you're the number 1 player in the world, you've got a fair bit of mental fortitude. Hers is being tested right now because she has been, by her lofty standards, ragged.
But we're going to come back to her, and there's so much you can talk about with Ariyas Jatanagan as we watch Danielle Kang. But she was a player that misses a few cuts, Ariyas Jatanagan. She went through a phase of missing 5 or 6 cuts in the middle end of last season, which you don't expect from the best player in the world. Difficult shot for Kang there on 10. She's held it up. It's like Rory McIlroy, one of the best players in the world. He has his fair share of missed cuts. One of the most gifted players of a generation.
Gabby Lopez doing everything she has to do. She led by 1 at the start of the day. That is 3 now. Even the bogey she made was a good bogey under the circumstances, because she had to hole a 5 or 6 foot bogey putt. So she's been able to withstand the pressure. Everybody else seems to be feeling it, with the exception of the Frenchwoman, who is a long way detached from everybody else, because she's in the 4th last group on the golf course. So she's off Broadway, if you like. Say Young can get it down there a long way.
Same line, yeah. That's it. Gonna hit it from that right.
We'll just have to wait and see up ahead at the green. Awkward little chip for Danielle Kang. No, it's not. It's not awkward. Oh! How did it not go in? She looks as though she and Ollie are having a great time out there today. So that's a good 4, but it could have easily been a very good 3. At least she can see the funny side of it.
Oh, you have to in this game, especially in these testing conditions. Jennifer Song at 10. If you can keep it down the left side, it will shorten the distance with your second. Oh, that is going to be a great... She's got her heart in her mouth, but that is a really good position to come in from.
And the other part of the question that was answered there, we saw where Say Young's ball was. So she was flirting with the water as well. Once more, we jump ahead to the green and see what Tanapol Bunyaras can do with her birdie putt. And the answer is come up with a really good putt without it going in. Good week for her. Top 10 finish is looming. She's in a tie for 9th at the moment with Ariyas Jatanagan at even par in a week where only 8 players are in red figures.
140. El máximo. O sea que está bien el 6 porque son 20 de viento, ¿no? El 6 llega seguro, yo creo. Sí. 100%. El aire está también cruzadito a la derecha, no tiene ningún problema. Juega al centro del green y ya está, ¿vale?
No sé si llega Álvaro, no estoy convencido.
Vale, pues pegamos este en 155 en sensación. Que vayan los dos, es la habilidad del golpe.
Perfecto.
¿Vale? Como cogemos palo y le quitamos spin, ¿vale? Entonces afecta menos el aire. Siente un swing de 155 al centro del green, ¿vale? Palo perfecto, Gaby.
Just proving how international this tour has become. I didn't get any of that, but I can tell you. Oh, good, Kate. You might be able to tell me what the club is.
It's not much club. I'll tell you what, there were so many numbers flying around there, but they're all saying centre of the green, slightly right of the pin. That's the key.
They have changed a number of times. 150 for Gabby. The wind is not too bad, but she is going left, left, left.
Oh, and that's what they warned about.
Oh, that's a tough chip too. More rough than green to cover there. That'll take some touch.
33 flag, 44 to the slope, to the fringe. Okay, that one's good. 45, and that's perfect.
8 iron, 4 area. It's 123, so you can tell the strength of the breeze. Normally that would be just pitching wedge range, 4 area. Well, she's played a couple of very indifferent shots in the last couple of holes. Punches this low. It's got plenty on it, a little bit right of the flag. Wow. Tell me that's not going to be difficult. Stuck in the bank.
It's just going from bad to worse.
In 2015, she missed 10 consecutive cuts. I know it's before her standout year in 2016 when she picked up her first major at the British and those wins, but she is that fluky player that can run hot or cold.
I just have to wonder,
Okay, how much hurt do you think's in the wind?
Back to that.
10, 15?
10, 13.
Okay. 9-iron's your club. 9-iron goes 23. As it sits right now, Sunyoung, it's a 9-iron. Remember, 102 is the front, and that's giving it 20 metres of curve. If the wind picks up to what it was, I'll stop you. Even that wind now, 9's the club. Okay, as you got it max, you've got 15 metres of curve. So the 109 becomes a perfect 9. Only other golf club. That's the right club.
One of the very few players that does play in metres. Most of the players out here will play in yards. Well, we know it's 9-iron. Wind just picking up a little bit again. Ball up and hanging, coming straight down if it's right. Oh, straight in the bunker.
Wind just smashed it out of the sky there.
It came down just vertically.
The worrying thing is, poor Dave said, I'll tell you if it's hurting.
Well, 3 exceptionally difficult shots, but for Ariyas, her shot is almost impossible.
I'm just wondering there with Ariyas, with this wrist issue, that was a lot of club for her to take on that distance. 123 for Ariyas is only ever a wedge. 9-iron max if the wind is strong. She took 8. Swung at it easy and the ball came off the club really well. It was just a strange decision. I just wonder if that wrist is not playing a bigger factor than we realise.
As they walk to 9 green and ponder what sort of shots they have to come up with, we head to the hot player on the golf course.
We're saying Boutier for birdie quite often in this final round. There's another chance for the French player, who's a standout collegiate player from Duke University.
She hasn't finished closer than 12th this year. That was in the Volunteers of America LPGA Texas Classic. That's on the LPGA Tour we're talking about. Chan Chan, the defending champion, rolls one in for birdie at 13. So she's starting to get things going. That does not come as any great surprise at all that the defending champion would have a good final day after what has been a testing first 3 days for her. Hopefully Celine can tidy up for her par and remain just 4 back from the lead. Playing with Ash Buhai, who had such a good tournament here last year at Blue Bay. Well, we said it was going to be intriguing, and it's intriguing for ways that we didn't necessarily think we'd be talking about. But it's compelling viewing. Can Gabby hold on? The answer at the moment seems to be yes. In fact, she's increased that start of the round lead from 1 to 3, and Ariyas got some real issues. Three of the more critical golf shots of the week coming up.
She's got to lean down with it. She's got to go with the slope. She can't afford for this club to bounce and catch the edge of the ball. It's going to come out low anyhow. It's going to be so hard to get to. It's sitting down in a hollow. You can see the severity. She's leaning. Oh, it's flying across the green. There was not much else could happen, and there's a palm tree there, so, well, this might take us a while, this 9th hole.
Well, that was, if it wasn't impossible, it was a full brother.
Well, when you think she moosed her drive 130 odd yards, or 40 yards into the green, and now she's looking at a horrible little shot for a bar. That was unlucky for it to end up there. Dave Jones, the caddy, running out of the bunker like a penguin as well, trying to get another club.
As Sandy said, we could be here for a while, so what we might do is duck ahead to 10. Se-Young Kim's ball just pulled up, shy of the water. Ball above her feet. One of the hardest shots on the golf course, and she's played a beauty, all things considered. That's a very good result.
Very brave.
Oh, yeah. Little heart flutter there, she says to her caddy, Paul Fusco. The worst 3 words in golf. Still your shot.
Here.
I'm walking in places I've never walked on this golf course at the moment.
More like this way.
This is very difficult because now she's got that very broad-leafed, big, thick overhead palm in front of her. Ball sitting in a quite heavy, thick rough. It's all downhill. There's nothing good about this at all. There's mounds, there's ridges, there's...
You've got a couple of choices how far you can land at different levels of there. So use the slope in off the left there.
This could absolutely kick off anything. There are so many ridges and spines.
Very hard off.
And also she's got to keep it low because although they say trees and bushes are 90% air, I can guarantee that one is not. It's very thick. It will get caught up. I doubt anything could get through there.
First point is going to kick it left, but that doesn't matter because it's still going to end up in the same place.
If she can get out of this within putting range, she'll have done very well, but geez, so much is going on out here, it's hard to keep up. 4th shot for Sun-Hyun Park. A stop.
Six at best, you'd have to think. And we haven't even started to look at Ariyas dramas yet. This is extraordinary.
And all this waiting as well.
Yeah.
Plays on the mind. Gabby's pulled it left with her approach as well. None of them facing an easy prospect on 9. Boutier.
They've given them a front pin at 12 today.
It doesn't make it any easier, and that's exactly the reason why. You then try to be a bit too cute with it, because you know that anything bold, this green runs away considerably at the back. You fly anything and the wind catches it, then gosh, it's tough.
Speaking of tough,
things are none easier with Ariyas. This is such severe slope. She's got to try and land it just on the very edge of the green and let it die. It's going to run. The way things are going here, although that's a very good shot, Ariyas still has a chance at a par, but Gabby Lopez really has to just go about her business, try and keep making pars, pick up the odd birdie, because it's just all happening around her in the wrong direction.
it's very hard to put yourself into a bubble in this situation where the best 2 players in the world are struggling so hard, but just worry about what you can control.
Little delicate pitch here for Gabby. Oh, come on. Just landed her a fraction short. A good result, but just another 6 inches or so would have run right out to the flag.
Well, it looks like a positively brilliant shot compared to the other 2 on 9 with their own troubles. Let's jump ahead to 10. Birdie opportunity for Se-Young Kim.
And not a bad lead from long range after a very courageous second shot. I think I need to just go and have a little lie down for a minute.
You do. How do you think I'm going?
This is amazing stuff. So Ali Whittaker has come into the box to join Kate Burton, and they will continue to describe as the drama unfolds here at 9.
Sun-Hyun Park now trying to hole it, does not. Oh, Kate, I think I may have lost count.
Well, I think they're the final group through 9, so I think PD's gone to try his luck through the back of the green to see how he gets on.
I might have stepped out for a moment, but I didn't look away from the screen once. I was actually running between a couple of our little pods trying to keep track of everything, and it was unfolding quickly.
I feel a little sorry for the group behind them because we have the first group off 10. This is their finishing hole, and they just like to get it done and dusted. And, of course, they're standing here watching this. They've been there for quite some time, and we're nowhere near finished yet. But Ariyas does have a chance here for her part. It'll be a very good part from sticking it way up that bank.
So up in the nosebleed section, past the bin and pays the price, does Ariyas Jutanagan.
She can't buy a putt today.
It's going to be 4 bogeys in the last 5 holes.
He gave it to her, she'd miss it. I mean, it really is proving to be a horrible day for the world number 1. Well, she's still in a tie for 3rd, but she very quickly finds herself marching out, covering the front 9 in 40 strokes to be 4 back. These testing putts for Gabby Lopez. She continues to deliver.
I have to say, with everything that has been going on around her, she has been rock solid. Played a lot of good shots. Looks calm. I don't know what she's feeling like inside, but looks as cool as a cucumber on the outside. Needs this, so this would be very helpful to make par here, and does.
She has the lead by 4 and is 1 over. That's how difficult matters are proving to be today. What a family cheering her on every step of the way. Her twin brothers, Jose and Fernando, her parents, and then the help she's had from her grandfather, Ali, who's sadly not with us anymore.
No, passed away in early October, and you know, I have to think that that might be just strangely adding to Gabby's sense of calmness on the golf course. I think she's got that feeling of presence from him out there. She spoke about it in her press conference after her round yesterday, and maybe things are just aligning for her here. She promised him that she'd go out and win, and sadly he's not around to watch her performance today, but she's doing so well so far. 4-shot lead, and that is 2 drop shots from Sunghyun Park.
And so it begins, the back 9 of an LPGA championship. Normally, level par doesn't get the job done in the final round. We could be proven wrong.
Stop me, folks, here, please.
It's not her favourite 9, though, for Gabby Lopez. She comes alive on the front 9. That's the opportunity for Ariyas and Sunghyun Park. But meanwhile, this is a birdie chance for Danielle Kang. Hey! She's had a good run of events on the Asian swing, winning in Shanghai and making another impression here at Blue Bay. She's in 6th all on her own now. 2 under par. Just 7 players under par.
Still a modicum of difficulty for Celine Boutier, and that is beautifully played. She's been impressive today. Maybe more impressive that she's bogey-free in this final round.
Not many players can boast that. Even the player that has sole possession of the lead, Gabby Lopez, is 1 over, but she is holding her own. She's playing with the world number 1, number 2, certainly not crumbling under the pressure. She's thriving, 8 under. 3 players 4 behind. What will happen on the back 9 here at the Blue Bay LPGA? This is promising to be. Gabby Lopez has never won an event on the LPGA Tour. Should she do so, she would become the first Mexican winner since the great Lorena Ochoa to lift a trophy. Plenty of players, though, would like to spoil that party, including Celine Boutier, who really has just emerged from nowhere, the French player. A standout from Duke University has set the course on light on the front 9, out in 32. But the 2015 champion, Se-Young Kim, will have something to say. A gritty, determined player, a 7-time winner, picking up most of her victories abroad in Asia. Does she have the game and the experience to close the gap? Ariyas Jutanagan, the reigning US Open champion and a 3-time winner this year, the world #1, is crumbling under this Hainan heat. It really is going to be a fascinating battle, and it's at the moment Gabby Lopez is delivering the nerveless final act.
While we catch our breath, and that one is perfectly down the centre by Gabby Lopez. It's in a good position, fairway out into the breeze, but it's a tough hole.
Area. A few crowds have assembled adjacent to the 10th.
Ariyas usually likes to take this tight down that left-hand side so she can get in that bottom big hollow. Gives you a lot shorter shot into this green. Big dog leg to the left. She's doing that, bringing it down the left-hand side. It should go down that slope.
Does just creeps into the rough, but shouldn't be too much of an issue.
And Sun Hyun Park likes that spot too, but hers is going a little more right, so she's not going to find that bottom level. She'll find herself further away from the pin than she's used of.
Exceptionally good with her long iron, Sun Hyun Park, but she'll be trying right now to put the last hole very firmly at the back of her memory.
Well, she's now dropped into a tie for 8th place.
It's a tantalising 3-ball we have in the final group, world #1, #2, and a player who is ranked 136, but it is the player who's 136 that is holding on to the lead.
Incredibly, just 2 out of 9 greens in regulation and 11 putts for Gabby Lopez. We talked about the strength of her short game coming into today, and it is showing in full force here in the final round. But the going's tough. Trying to hit those greens in reg. Look at that, 4 out of 9 for both Ariyas and Sun Hyun Park. That's where they're losing their shots so far today.
2 out of 9 at greens, but she's hard playing in this final group when your heart's in your mouth. Short par 3, 11th. Here's Se-Young Kim.
Stay.
Needs this to settle quickly as it's front left location. Stay there, much? No, it won't roll back. A little unlucky for Danielle Kang then.
7-7. Tiene en contra de la derecha. 1-8-5, que siga escuchando.
Pin on the left-hand side here at 10. Wind blowing right to
la
left.
parte derecha del green.
¿Hay como unas florecitas rojas?
Me encanta. Con ritmo, Gaby.
178 to actually get back to the flag. She's got the rescue 4 in her hand. That's a club. She usually hits 185, so expecting her to play this towards the centre or even the right centre of the green and let the wind bring it back. It is going towards the centre of the green. Get up. Long way short.
She was always playing for the centre. She was going to come around. Once again, putting pressure on herself to get up and down. That's not going to help the greens and regulation stats, but that's not what is on the scorecard.
All in the air for Jennifer Song. And below the hole, she fought back well after those 3 early bogeys on 3, 4 and 5.
More across here. And once you get up in the green angle, you lose one little bit of her. Okay, but our down grip control is the same one as 7. You okay with that? That's the one I like.
Paddy's doing a lot of work out here today. 158. It's going to be a 6 over Sunhyun Park. Cross breeze. Right to left. Needs to keep this towards the centre of the green. Caught a lot of ground with that. Now it's high. It's not coming back as much as she'd like. And it's on the wrong side of that ridge. Area gets the angle here, the shortest way in. 152. She got downhill slope. Ball is laying okay in the rough. She's going with an 8 iron. Ball going right back towards the flag. Is it the club?
Oh, yes, it is. I mean, I haven't seen anything get closer than that. It's down breeze coming from the light rough, but that's one of the best that we've seen today on 10. She needs it, Area. World number 1, 4 over par for the round today, in search of her first birdie. Who would have thought Alison Whittaker?
Well, they're a combined 8 over par between the world number 1 and world number 2. A pretty good lag there in the end from Se-Young Kim.
Pick up speed early on for Danielle Kang, but it is for birdie to move to 3 under. She's 1 under par today, so 2 under for the championship. And Butch Harmon is going to be very pleased with her Asian swing, her new swing coach.
How about this from Celine Boudier? Just made it over the bunker. And it's a real rise from down where she was. Almost shoulder height is the green.
Ah, it's a great putt from Jennifer Song. That new putter, rushing out to get one of those.
It was interesting, actually, because obviously she changed the colour from black to grey, but also the first one had a line on it, whereas this one actually only has a dot on the top, so it's almost as though she worked out that she was less of a linear player, more of someone who uses that leading edge to line up the putt. Incredibly, only 32% of players have been able to hit this green on average every day at 10.
Plenty of spring in the step. Well, Gabby Lopez, awkward little pitch though. She's got to pitch up onto where this ridge is, and she's on the highest point of it from the angle she's coming on. It's all going to be about the bounce when this lands. She's got a very, very lofted club in her hand. Just going to bump this up. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, and they just snuck over that bridge. Can I join in that?
The anguish we're feeling in this commentary box.
You want to be where I am?
Whoa. Wow, this is drama. It's not the drama we're expecting. To have the final group at 9 over par.
Combined.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And they're still, and she's still in the lead.
Have we had any birdies out here yet?
That would be negative, Ghost Rider.
I thought so.
No, I take that back. Sunyoung Park had a birdie at the third.
Of course she did. Well, this will be some sort of birdie if she can make this. It's up and over the ridge. Get going. Oh, it's a pretty good putt. Just needed some legs.
She's the complete golfer, Sunyoung Park, but something is going on between her ears today that's not sitting comfortably with her. On the other hand, well, we keep saying a birdie for Boutier. That's a par after coming up a little bit shy on 13 with the approach. A little chip. 4 under par. Wow. She'd been on tour a couple of years, a graduate from the Symetra Tour. Paved her way to the promised land, the LPGA.
From the back of the green 4 area, this looks so much a better shot than this from down the fairway, but it certainly did run on. But she has this for birdie. My word, does she need one? Go on. Oh.
It sums up her day. You thought that would just dribble in the side of the cup. Somehow, she's still in a tie for second. She's 4 under par for the championship. She started at 8 under. That's another par. She can't seem to find a birdie. They're proving to be the most elusive thing on the golf course. But she is in a tie for second. A lot of money at stake here. That won't fuss Ariyas Jatanugarn, and she's got a cheeky 2.5 mil in the bank already this season. A win would literally change the life of Gabby Lopez. Just her 3rd year on tour. Won just over $170,000. A win here is $315,000. Not to mention all the accolades that come with it.
It's a long time. Well, I don't think I've ever been with a group, a final group, or any group that's been 9 over between them through 9 holes. Now this is to save par at 10. This group are going to have to be a little bit careful. They're a long way behind now with all the drums at 9.
Playing so many shots.
Oh, that was a very good putt. But they don't go in here unless you are well and truly at least a third of the way in. And too many hit the edge of the cup and drop.
So her lead now just 3.
And we talk about it being a game of momentum so often, Ali, and the momentum is firmly in the Boutier camp. She's up ahead, and in some ways it's an enormous advantage. She's flying under the radar. Not many people out there following her. They're all charting the progress of this final 3-ball. This is Sunyoung Park, who is just trying to find any form whatsoever after that costly double bogey. She remains even par. You can just see the look on her face. She doesn't have an awful lot of expression. Jennifer Song at 12.
Just hangs up in the rough too. That's going to be awkward. The one thing Jen Song has going in her direction though is that the pin's on the front right, and that shot will play most likely from left to right out of that lie. As will Young Kibbs.
Just 8 players under par now for the championship. Sung Hyun Park has fallen out of that top 8. Jenna Choi is one of them, even in spite of being 1 over par for the championship. That orange ball is behaving. Jump ahead to 14. Oh, great shot. Getting better. It's a hole I was hoping we were going to see more players go for in this final round, Ali, but where that hole is located today on the left side, and the fact you'd have to hit most probably a draw and a fade in one shot to weave through them with your second, I think we're going to be seeing it played the conventional way.
Simon Fung's trying just that. Oh, come on down now. Pull the string.
Simon Fung has a very good chance this week of making the cut.
Yeah, making the first cut of the year. And 13 events so far. It's been a rough 2018.
She's going to walk away with some money, which is good. But wow, what tantalising tales we have at the top of the leaderboard. The leader is 2 over, yet she has the lead still by 3. Celine Boutier, 2 players ranked outside the top 100 in the world rankings, are finding themselves at the top. Celine Boutier is in cruise control around the back 9, 4 under. Gabby Lopez then, can she hold on at Blue Bay? Harry Jatanagan at the 11th hole.
A9 in hand. Solid punch now, starting to move a little left of this flag. Wind blowing right to left. Just sneaks onto that front left edge.
Not bad, it's a chance. That'll be her first of the day. Still searching for that first birdie for the world number 1.
And we have a look from overhead at the par 3. 162 is the magic number, and the hole location is on that front left, which is maybe the easiest out of the 4 that we've had so far this week. There's plenty of room. Short right of the pin, and that's probably the safest play. So just 5 birdies so far, however.
Off the tee, I like it just not full. If it wants to be 5 behind it is all we have, then it goes down. Not full's the one.
We just saw area hit 8. Sung Hyun Park is going with 7 iron. And all of a sudden the breeze has just dropped a little bit. Very overcast conditions. A much cooler day today to play in. Much more comfortable for the players. Not too much comfortable with our final group. High in the air for Sung Hyun Park. Breeze is catching it. It was up shy with a 7-iron.
It was a helicopter swing we saw yesterday from Sung Hyun. She struggled to club herself on 11 a couple of days now. She went long the other day.
Swing con ritmo, Gaby. Palo perfecto.
Now aim at the TV tower, a little bit right of the hole. That's what Alvaro was just saying a few moments ago.
6-iron will be the club for Gabby Lopez. Need to start this probably a good 10 yards right of the flag to the centre or the right centre of this green, and let the breeze or the wind bring it back. The line is looking very good.
Oh, Gabby. What pressure? How good is that from the Mexican?
That's important. She needs to get on a roll with her greens and regulation.
Let's put a smile on her face as well, a spring in her step.
It's actually hard to keep the smile off her face most of the time.
Oh, what a pleasure it has been to chart her progress this week. Very makeable birdie opportunity then for Lopez, and Kang is at 13.
Oh, look at this. Getting better by the second. Using that side slope very well. Nice and clever there from Danielle Kang. And Simin Fung makes the conversion at the par 5.
We're cheering for Simin Fung, aren't we, after what has been a pretty, well, it doesn't get much worse, just to miss every single cut. But come on, Simin Fung. Let's come home with a stroll and a stride, pick up some money, help with the confidence levels going into the 2019 season. It can be a brutal game, golf. I thought with this final group we were going to see them trading birdies like Snapchat messages. That hasn't happened whatsoever. But there is a chance now for Gabby Lopez to try and extend her lead. Has a 15-foot birdie opportunity at the 11th to move to 8 under, put some distance, some more daylight between her and her nearest challengers. She's got that tailor-made spider putter. They're popular on tour. A number of players with those.
More than one in this group, in fact.
It's not working as well for Sun Hyung Park today.
Just having a good look at all these putts. I don't really feel that the two off the green have the much better putting angles to come from. Gabby's just gone beyond the flag. There's a slight little ridge she's got to come over. It's not too much, but it's downhill. The other two both are putting from off the edge, but coming up the hill. Oh, Gabby's not too fussed. She's wandered down to the water edge and looking at all the beautiful townhouses along the 6th hole, or the 7th hole.
She's talked a lot about keeping calm throughout this week, enjoying the moment, deserves to be there, and that takes the concentration, just relaxing for a little bit.
So Sun Hyun Park, the first to go, very, very makeable. And goodness knows she needs it. It's got to go. She's going to finish out here. Yes, she is just going to a little bit of dirt on that ball, getting rid of it. So just a par.
Oh, this is not easy, Ali. God, all above the feet, not much green to work with. Coming out of the rough, has to land it short.
Was good. That almost gets a 10 out of 10, aside from the fact that it didn't go in.
Yeah, if we could give you that putt, we would, because we liked it so much. Well, Gabby talked about those various moments of peace that she wants to have on the golf course to remain calm. Wandered over to the pond, collect her thoughts. Meanwhile, Ariyas has this opportunity for a birdie.
It's hard to believe that Ariyas gone all this way and not a birdie in sight.
Live sport, Sandy.
Well, I know, it's fascinating. Who would have thought the world number 1 and the world number 2 struggling like they are?
From a similar predicament, here is Se Young Kim at the 12th.
So one of each, past the pin and short.
Yeah, it's a pesky little pin position on 12.
It's not a kind one on 12, really.
There's not many out here. It is tough. Proper examination of the very best on the LPGA. Now, what an opportunity for Gabby Lopez. This would be her first birdie of the day.
And what a time to do it and extend her lead. Because we will get to the stage where we will start running out of holes for the other players. Although with so many twists and turns on this golf course, who knows?
Yes. Oh, vamonos. Alvaro is delighted, so is she. Boyfriend Santiago Carranza is also here from Mexico. He won't be far away. The gap is now 4. What a 2 from Gabby Lopez on the 11th.
That could be one of the turning points of the day.
Kim is one of those players who was on 4 under. She'll drop to 3 under with that drop shot failing to get up and down. So all of these shots, Ali, are becoming so crucial right now.
And Celine Boutier, she really needs to keep charging. And that's going to help. And an opportunity for her 5th birdie of the day.
Well, the day on the opening day at the Blue Bay LPGA was dominated by Thai players, including Panarat Tanapol Bunyuras. Hasn't stayed that way, but that is a great putt. And the first birdie of the day for the Thai player. She's even par. Still yet to get her autograph.
Yeah, don't do it on a golf ball. I'm not sure it would fit. Nice birdie there from Danielle Kane. So she picks one up. An unlikely birdie at that.
She picks up a few around that turn as well.
Just the 6th one of the day on that par 4.
That is a very classy up and down from Jennifer Song. She stays within striking distance, but you've got to think, to pick up 5 holes over the closing 5 holes for Song, that is going to be a little bit too much to ask. Or who knows?
Well, let's have a look at the 12th for now. But it is a relatively straightforward driving hole, and the fact that you really have to hit the fairway in order to give yourself a chance with the hole location today. No fairway bunkers, so that's one thing you've got going your way. But then the green is supremely difficult, especially with the back hole location, but it's in the front right section today. So playing a little bit easier, but still a tough test.
Our leader is on the tee at 12.
And with a spring in her step as well, and why shouldn't she? Tail breeze. Good high ball flight, just taking it down the left side. All funnels back into this fairway, and she'll just find that left centre of the fairway. She'll be in great shape.
Perfect.
There's some very dark clouds are coming over, and I'm feeling a few spots of rain. Oh, really low ball flight of Ariyas. That is down the left-hand side, and that'll be absolutely fine as well.
She's been absolutely drilling her tee shots, really keeping it low all throughout this week. That's the advantage she has over the next player to tee off, Sung Hyun Park, who lofts it way up into the air most of the time.
Yes, it's a massive difference, isn't it? Sung Hyun really does struggle to keep the ball down. I don't know if I mentioned in my weather forecast earlier that there was going possibility of rain.
Don't mention it now.
I don't care because it's so nice. It's very warm out here. Now there's that big high ball flight. Bombs it down this fairway. Long way too. Down the centre.
Absolutely launched.
Not as long as Cameron Champ on the PGA Tour. This is the new phenom to arrive, averaging drives of 349 yards when he won the Sanderson Farm Open a few weeks ago. But Gabby Lopez is finding magic, whereas Ariya Jutanugarn is finding frustration in this final round at Blue Bay. But this is the magnificent trophy and what everybody is competing for this week. The 5th edition of this excellent tournament. And our sincere thanks to Chairman Gao, an avid golfer himself, for laying on this wonderful championship. Big prize money. The final event on the Asian swing, $2.1 million. 315 of that will go to the champion, and that will be decided in the next hour and a half. What will unravel? Why don't we catch up on what has been happening? And this has been Jennifer Song. This was at the 8th hole, getting it to 3 under par, trying to close that gap.
Danielle Kang also making a little bit of a move. She had to wait until the 9th, though, for her first birdie of the day. She's been effective since then.
What hasn't been effective is the attempt by the world #1, Ariyas Jatanagan. Look at that. That was her 4th shot on the par 5/8, and things didn't get any better. She walked away with a bogey.
We said Danielle Kang was making a bit of a move, and this was another step, you could say, that she took at 11 from off the green to get herself into red figures for the day.
Jen Song's tee shot at the 11th. She had 3 birdies on the front line. That was rare. They were hard to come by. And this tee shot at the 11th threw another one in her direction, a rare 2.
And speaking of 2, it was the magic number for Gabby Lopez as well at the 11th hole. She'd been patient finding that first birdie of the day.
Where will the challenge come from? Celine Boutier, it could come from her, but she needs more than 18 holes. Brilliant on the front 9. Only a few holes for the French player left.
145 straight downwind, and this is straight at the flag. Just needs to settle and maybe roll back.
Good shot. Needs them, mind you.
Also be a pitching wedge for Gabby Lopez. Down breeze. Can't come up shy though, because it does not bounce on. You don't want to be long because then it becomes a nightmare. That's got to go. And that is the short one. Very easy to do with these front pins.
I'd rather be short than long, though.
Definitely.
Another birdie chance for Celine Boutier. This will be to get to 5 under for the day and for the championship. Not much club in hand for Sun Hyung Park.
Well, the drive went about 290.
That will help.
So just 100 yards, and it's on the money if it's the right one. Looks good.
The drama continues. This is an intriguing back 9. All of a sudden, Gabby Lopez makes a birdie at the 11th to put the foot down, but now the best players in the world have very makeable birdie chances.
Oh, and you ran that. It was a bit of a struggle today. Waited till the last to get that first birdie. But great to see so many players coming through the ranks in this country. They've had a great inspiration in Shanshan Feng. Shi Yu Lin also been making some moves. Shanshan 4 under par today at the moment.
Oh, Chinese players have been playing extremely well today. Yu Liu, she was in with a round of 69. But how about the defending champion, Ali? Won this tournament last year to ascend to the #1 in the Rolex ranking position. First player, male or female, from China to do that. And got off to a great start. Here's her birdie at the 8th. Rattled that one in.
A couple of pars on the card, a birdie at 12, and then this at 13.
Very good putt.
Off she goes. Steady Shanshan.
Currently 4 under par for her round today to be 1 under for the championship. Sibin Fang at the 14th. Looking to get some spin and work it off the backboard. Did roll that in for a birdie, so Sima Fang taking the birdies wherever she can. Host of players from China, the youngest being Mohan Du at just 16 years old.
Two birdies in the last 3 holes for Danielle. All of a sudden, she finds herself in a share of 4th.
It's literally in the blink of an eye.
In the blink of a front 9. The wind does seem to have died down ever so slightly, but it is still gusting. Clipped the palm, but might have gotten away with it a little bit.
Well, this is important.
Just coming from in front here on the green, it's just got to be careful. Just doesn't quite run it out. Gets a little bit of a prop and stop there.
The thing about Gabby's game is that's her bad shot. It's still inside 8 feet when she's making up and down.
That was nervy. There wasn't much commitment on that shot.
You look at players like Ariyas and Sunghyun, though, with their short games and their bad shots sometimes aren't on the green. Gabby's, her errors are much closer.
It's interesting, she walks away, doesn't she? Removes herself from the equation. What? Hey, we have got liftoff for Ariyas Jutanaghan. She had to wait 12 holes for her first birdie.
And if that does actually ignite something, it could get very interesting, because we know what happens with Ariyas. All of a sudden, they start coming. Put a lot of pressure on Gabby Lopez.
That's going to put a great deal of pressure on Gabby Lopez. We're looking at a potential 2-shot swing extremely quickly.
Sunghyun Park also with a really good chance to pick up a birdie as well. But she needed to make them early. Put herself right in the mix and put any sort of pressure on. It all went very pear-shaped on the front 9. But this one is very, very makeable. Uphill, she can afford to give it a little firmness. Another one slides by. She has hold absolutely nothing.
It just sums up her day. It's a lonely place, the golf course, when you're trying to find form.
It just didn't sound like a good contact on that putt at all either. It didn't sound like it came out of the centre.
She sorts out her own problems. She's a very singular person. Doesn't have a coach. Just likes to work with her iPhone. But I wonder if she does have anybody she can confide in. This is where Dave Jones, her caddy, a very important role. Now, this is a very big putt for Gabby Lopez. This to maintain a 3-stroke lead over Ariyas Jutanaghan, who's just made birdie on 12.
She had the benefit there. She was standing a long way away on the other side of the big ridge, so she had a really good view of what Sunghyun Park's putt did. Coming from virtually the same place. Oh, that changes the complexion a little bit.
And her lead reduced to just 2. Ali, you came up with those great numbers today, talking about how the front line belonged to Gabby Lopez, and it really is a chance for Ariyas to shine.
On this backside, definitely, Ariyas has made the majority of her score, 6 under for the backside. Sunghyun Park, 8 under par for the backside and 4 over for the front, incredibly. So it's on charge with that right now. Pretty handy there from Se-Young Kim. short of the green on 13.
Playing alongside Chella Choi. Se-Young Kim tapping in. Se-Young Kim's dad and Chella Choi's dad, they love to have a game of golf. They get Mi Hyang Lee's dad out as well. So they all nip off when they're not following their own daughters, playing the very best tour in the world. 13th hole, this is where the leaders are heading. No picnic.
It certainly isn't, and most of that comes really from the second shot. So if you can stay out of the bunker and the rough with your drive, then you're in pretty good stead. But up to a very difficult green, almost a desert of bunkers down on that front right section. And that's about all you can see from the approach area. And they'll come into play today with that front right hole location.
Area taking us down the centre and just starting to draw towards the left-hand side. We'll make the fairway.
Looking for that ping putter to work its magic once again for Jennifer Song.
She's a pretty aggressive putter, actually, and surprisingly aggressive with some of the lines that she takes around the golf course. She doesn't necessarily play as the flashiest player, but she certainly goes for it. It was a good stroke there.
I saw that evidence by making that playoff at the ANA Inspiration earlier this year. Sunhyang Park on 13.
The little light rain starts to fall. That's going down the left-hand side over the bunker. Yes, it does. But it might pick up the rough down there.
She didn't look best pleased.
Now, Gabby Lopez, being the last player to play, was bouncing to the 12th tee, and now all of a sudden she finds there's been a little too short turnaround very, very quickly.
Excuse me.
Just a very enthusiastic man wanting to take a photo, but doing it from the fairway is not really ideal.
Might want a duck.
Conditions quite dull out here at the moment. High ball flight down the centre of the fairway. She's fine.
And it's a good swing from Gabby Lopez, been working with her coach, Horacio Morales, who says it's all about staying connected. That's her key swing thought today. What can happen is that her right elbow gets away from her body, a bit like a chicken wing on the backswing. So, good drive from Gabby Lopez, but the lead is slender. It's now down to 2. Geez, I'm ready already for 2019. Still got one more event to go. But let's join the action live with our final group.
Hay una cosa en azul a la izquierda al fondo. Pues entre eso y la bandera, ¿vale?
Breeze is not as strongly into them as has been all week. It's actually coming a little bit out of the left. It's not too bad. This will be 7-9 for Gabby Lopez. That front right pin stuck in its own little hollow. Take it straight over the bunker. She's done that. The line is going to be good now with the club. That'll do.
That was fabulous. How well does she respond when she gets into trouble? Drop shot the previous hole. Now the pressure firmly back on the shoulders of Ariyas Jatanagan. PD, do you have any fingernails left?
No, Kate. This has been an extraordinary day, but it's been so entertaining to watch because you never know what's going to happen next. And Sandy, a lot of it has involved the two best players in the world, and you just can't reconcile what they've done at various times.
I'm just quite bemused with everything that's going on out here. I never dreamed. We spoke this morning about it, and I was excited to come out and watch these two, and I still am, because I didn't believe that two of the top players in the world could both at the same time have their rounds just go so pear-shaped. Now this is 7-9 for Sung Hyun Park. The line is pretty good. Now it needs to work its way down. It will. It's just been very entertaining.
At times in a car crash kind of way.
In that sort of way, yeah. It's they've played some very indifferent shots at times.
And after all of that, Ariyas 2 shots off the lead.
Which is bizarre when you think she went out in 40 strokes. Now this is with an 8-iron. Very dull conditions out here, some heavy cloud. It's making it really pleasant. Now Ariyas got a very good line on this one too. Makeable putts.
Yeah, she was giving that one the eye. The up and down eyes, it's always a giveaway. So 3 makeable putts, and Sung Hyun is going to get a bit of a look at what Gabby Lopez's putt does.
A bit of a change in area there, I think. First time she's really had a little bit more in her step, a little more assertive.
It's perceptible sometimes. We saw it the other day. You could see the change in her scorecard, but also the change in her body language, and it stood out. Speaking of standing out, Celine Boutier has been doing that today. Rolls in her par putt at 15. She's running out of holes, but what a charge it's been. On a difficult day for everybody else, she's got it to 4 under. Good round from Shiyu Lin today, 3 under 69 as well.
And after being short of the green in 2, Danielle Kang had to think about the par putt, and that's just the kind of golf course that this is. Cannot afford to let your guard down or your concentration.
So I think we're still ruling the line underneath Jennifer Song because of what we've seen today. Anything is possible, especially with the par 5 of the 14th and the par 5 of the 18th to come. So we still have 6 potential winners of the golf tournament. Gabby Lopez certainly in the box seat at the moment, but the pressure coming from area. But those in line for a good check include the defending champion, who unsurprisingly has made a final round charge, Shan Shan Feng. Her last event of the season, she'd want to finish with a flourish, and pride dictates that she's been able to do that. Not the day that Chella was after, at +2. But she's got herself into a tie for 7th, and Sung Hyun Park is also in that tie for 7th. As we return to the action in our feature group today. Hope you're enjoying our coverage wherever you're watching around the world.
Well, this hole is going to be quite significant, as they all are, of course, coming in, but all 3 players here have good chance at making birdie. Now, with the turnaround of 2 shots on the previous hole, Ariyas just picking up her first birdie of the day, and Pete, we know what happens when she does that. And now she's laughing, and I can see her over there having a real joke with her caddy. It's just like the switch has gone on. That is going to be interesting, and the change in the face of Gabby Lopez, just a little more serious than she was a little earlier. So these next 5 or so holes are just going to be enthralling.
Well, she was having a chat there with David Jones on the bag for Sung Hyun Park.
Oh, there you go.
She has been exceptional under the blowtorch today. For someone who's not used to being in this situation, this has been so good.
Slightly off the down slope for Se Young Kim. Looks to be going for it in 2 at the par 5. Needs to thread the needle. Oh, and it's done so beautifully. One of the best shots we've seen at 14 so far today.
Sun Hyun finds herself a long way out, but then the other end of the scale, look how she came home yesterday. If all of a sudden she could hold something, which she's not done. And it's a birdie for her too. I just watched Gabby Lopez walk off here with a big stride in her step. I mean, if she's nervous, she is not showing it. I'm just fascinated by the body language I'm watching hold the hole. That's changing dramatically.
They're about to come to the last 5 holes. Ariyas has played the last 5 holes in 5 under. Sunghyun Park has played the last 5 holes in 7 under, but she's just too far back now. Gabby has played the last 5 in 5 under. Matching birdies at the top. The lead is still 2. Only the numbers are different. Gabby now -8, Ariyas now -6. And yet again, they separate themselves from the rest of the field. And look at the change. Has she flicked the switch? It seems that way. Maybe we're down to 2. Our leaders have come to this beautiful par 5 14th.
And it's playing pretty much near its full length, 520 yards today. A monster, if you will. So down the right-hand side will probably be necessary for most players today. And then if you want to try and hit the green in 2, you have to weave it through all of those palm trees. But if not, out to the left with the layup into that front left hole location today. Playing is the 3rd easiest hole on the golf course. And a certain birdie chance.
We said it was an eagle chance for So Young, but she'll need to work some geometric angles here. Oh, how good was that? Kick in birdie it is, and not that far away from the eagle, which might have given her some chance of winning. Even so, that propels her to 4 under. So she's 4 back. She's got a lot of length, so 18 might be inviting. Speaking of length, Sunghyun has plenty of that, but seemingly she's too far back.
Out of the rough at 15. Not easy this for Danielle Kang. Oh, heart in mouth territory. And look at that result.
I get the feeling, Ali, that she's gone out there today and said, all right, let's just freewheel a little bit and see what happens. And it's all going her way.
She's taken the straps off, I think.
Yeah.
Gabby Lopez next.
Thank you, Gabby.
The game has just been so impressive. Hitting fairways, hitting greens, and facing the pressure head on. Doesn't look like somebody who might be 5 holes away from the biggest moment in their career. Shan Chan, second at the 18th. Much the same pin as it was last year when she won the title here, with a few hard palpitations along the way.
Second for Celine Boutier. devilish hole location at 16. The last par 4 on the golf course. Upper left plateau today. And she's on the bottom one, which is going to mean an interesting putt coming up.
We spoke a moment ago about what Chan Chan was able to do at that front right hole location at 18, 12 months ago, almost to the hour now. Ariyas had a little 4-foot putt, but it had a lot of break in it that caught the edge of the hole and prevented her from taking it to a playoff. She's having another very good week, and that takes her into equal 7th place with Sung Hyun Park. Back-to-back birdies. So she's getting it going, but unfortunately too little too late. She needs to completely block out any little thoughts she has, and the way she's concentrating at the moment, I don't even think it would enter her consciousness, but this was the hole that undid her really good first round. That was 3 days ago. That's in the past now. This is a whole different situation.
Vamos, viento. Viento.
Very close to being brilliant.
That is a lucky break there, staying in that the first cut of rough as well. If it had stayed on the fairway, it would have gone all the way back down a huge collection area.
Well, they say fortune favours the brave, and Danielle Kang is behaving like that today. Look at all those red figures, 3 of them coming on the back 9. And she is adding zeros as we go.
I'm just trying to think, do we need a full one, or can we hit it? I think it's down the grip. There's only 181 at the front. And then that way we keep it full height. And that tree's not in play.
That will be challenging. A little sense of the difference in the persona of the world number 1 in the last 15 minutes or so. Back in the fight again.
Chan Chan at the last. She's waited to the last day, but she has finally turned it on for the home crowd. Chance there to get to 4 under par and post a 68 today. Level par for the event.
I can tell you one thing she didn't want to do there, Alex. She didn't want to hit it up on the ledge, because that's where she had to putt from 12 months ago and left it short on the way down and caused some minor irritation.
Boutier from the basement level.
Oh, my word. What a day she's having. That gets her up to 5 under. She's only 3 behind. Who knows what will happen up the top after what we've seen earlier today. She's in the hunt. Celine Boutier, the number 150 ranked player in the world, is on the charge. There's a very good illustration of what Eric Jutanagan faces with a difficult little pitch here at 14.
Oh, that is clever. She bounced it in the long grass left of the flag. You could not do any better than what she did there. She really had very little shot.
Birdie opportunity then beckons for the world number 1. The world number 2 finds herself probably a good 75 feet away and with a mountain between her and the pin.
I don't think it's possible to stop it coming off the hill on line. I don't think it's even possible to stop it here. I think the only way we can play is putt here. This is the best we can do.
Yeah, it's very interesting listening to Dave work this out because she was wanting to work a big mound on the right-hand side. It's just severe. So he's trying to give her the best option for her to have a chance of making birdie.
If you go on that line, it's going to spit it that way anyway. And it's still going to finish. Okay? No. If I put the pin same distance but on line for the palm tree, could you stop it there? So you imagine a pin 4 meters left. Could you stop it there?
He's being very insistent here. She's not so sure. She wants to go the other way.
The best we can do going that way is 4 or 5 meters.
If she doesn't go off the front of the green.
Here's the same, and it starts to come in for us.
She's taking some convincing.
If you move the pin this way, 4 meters is what we got to imagine. Because then we can make an easy birdie. Okay, yeah, but think about where your pin's going to be. If you go straight pin, our ball's going to go 3 meters this way. Okay, think about a pin up here. Okay, let me just get at that flag though.
So what he's basically getting her to do is...
The higher you get this, the more sending, the more speed it's going to go. The more left, the flatter it's going to be.
Well, this is going to be interesting because she's wanting to go one way and he's definitely
imaginary pin's got to be
wanting her to go the other.
And he's taken the pin out, I reckon, as much psychologically as anything, so that she doesn't even think about it. But is she going her own way?
This is going to be really interesting to watch. She is going sort of her way more. Oh, stop. It's gone. It's got to go.
That's what David was saying.
That's what he did not want her to do.
That had shades of Ashen Wu on the European Tour. I'm not sure if you saw that viral video last night. The conversation with his caddy. It was interesting.
Boy, everybody's having to flirt with the water to get it close at 15, and Jennifer Song, just like Danielle Kang before, are no exception.
To finish with a bang for Shan Shan Feng. World number 11. Always manages to find that extra gear on the final round.
Gabby Lopez lucky to be able to stay up on this level, coming in short. Flops it up, lets it run. Good for distance. It's all right, that's very doable for her birdie.
Makeable birdie putts then for both the first two on the leaderboard. Was intriguing to watch. There's been so many intriguing things to watch today. We'll get back to that action at 14 in a moment. Up ahead, let's see if Se Young has a little cuddle with the water on the way past. No, she just went straight at the flag. Winner of the second edition of this title.
Pretty much water carry all the way here for Chella Choi. Ah, turning it on. Throw a blanket over those three at the 15th.
Well, this is a birdie putt for Sun Hyun Park, so lucky not to run it all the way down this bank. It's going to be just apart. I wonder if Caddy Dave would like to bring her out here after today's round and make her putt it where he told her she should go.
Well, he was very insistent about it, and you could see that she was fighting against it, and he just kept on trying to tell her, don't do it.
As a player, though, you've got to go with what you're comfortable with. If she can't see it, she shouldn't hit it. And I'm not sure that Jennifer Song there saw the line at 15. It's one thing for a caddy to have a picture of what you should do, but it's always better if it matches up with what you've got in your own mind.
It's like the navigator in a rally, isn't it? The navigator might be telling you to do one thing, but you're the one with the steering wheel in your hands.
Yeah, I think if it anything, maybe just a little bit at the start, and then I think it comes back.
Great opportunity here for Area to make it 3 in a row. But also Gabby Lopez has her birdie putt to come. So it's definitely looking a battle in 2 at the moment. Door opens to give Gabby Lopez a little bit of breathing space. Pop this one in for her birdie.
3 shots up with 4 to play, potentially. As it just slipped away at that moment. Not yet, because of what could happen at Blue Bay Corner. Almost every single time she's been popped the question today, she's had the answer. And so it continues. Gabby Lopez, 4 holes away from the biggest moment of her career. Margin is 3. There has been a sense of purpose in this young woman's stride and attitude all day. She's getting closer.
Tail breeze behind these players. A high ball flight, just getting this going a little bit down the left-hand side. She's going to pick up the rough here, and this is not going to be ideal into this very tight front right pin over the water.
Only the second fairway she's missed all day long.
And you talked about that very shot yesterday, Ali, when you get it in the rough at 15 and you've got a tight pin, it affects your ability to play the shot that you can play when you're in the centre of the field.
It's the difference between going for birdie and struggling for par.
Yep. So then, perhaps a slightly ajar door for Area.
We need to find the fairway on this hole. Area 2, going a little left. I think she too is going to pick up the rough, so just not what you want with where the pin's sitting.
From the front edge, Boutier. She could use another 1 or 2 coming home. She made a huge one from long range on 16 and got barely a ripple of reaction.
She's earned $167,000 this year. She might double it today. Pretty close to it.
Sung Hyun.
That is going down the left centre of the fairway, and that will pick up the fairway. That's going to be down there. It's going to be down there quite a way.
Did you? No. Zero.
Yeah. I forgot.
Uh-oh.
I know how, but yeah.
It's okay. What time is the show?
At least 7. I have.
You wouldn't think they were locked in battle at the top of the leaderboard, would you?
They're talking about whether they've packed or not. Sydney Clanton, huge moment for her.
Have a look at this. Oh, what a shot. In light of what is going on in her future, her immediate future on the LPGA Tour, that is a huge shot to play. We've just heard from out on the golf course that the final group has been warned for slow play. Now, we've already seen one player, Wei Jiang, yesterday, penalised 2 shots for slow play. Could anything else happen? That's a par from long range for Celine. Yes, it's around $140,000 for third. And she's earned about 170 so far this year.
Who knows how much that final birdie could be worth to Sydney Clanton. It's going to be close as to whether or not she breaks into the top 100. She did finish above Brianna Doe, but it all comes down to the money breakdown at the end of the final round.
Sydney tied 35th with that, and Brianna Doe is tied 40th. So we'll see if we can do some numbers. It's going to be a difficult assignment, but we know one thing, it'll be a near thing as to whether Sydney gets a card for next year. From the rough, right-hand side of 16, Chella Choi. Things going in the wrong direction for the popular Korean. Oh, no. You wanted that in the bunker rather than there. A hard shot just became even more hard.
Well, we talk about Blue Bay Corner being tough, but let's not leave out this 15th hole from the rough, ball below her feet. Got to carry the water, pin tucked front right. Down breeze. Going a little left for Area. Oh, and long. Now that is going to make the next shot extremely difficult.
Just saw driving Miss Daisy in the background there. Kate Burton heading up for the presentation along the car path at 15.
Gabby Lopez, the next to these players, she's just 2 yards closer.
Sí, digo de votar en 130 y ayudando. Un pitch en 3/4, llega de sobra nadie. ¿Dónde apuntamos?
Slightly flatter lie.
Hay como 3 de azul.
Hay tantos de azul, algo más concreto.
Hay 2 palmeras.
Entre las 2 palmeras, ¿no? Me encanta.
She's been quite amazing really today when she hasn't been
Si lo sientes
talking.
full, dale full,
She's been walking around the course humming and singing to herself. Just to keep herself calm, keep herself distracted. 128 to get it in there. Slight downhill slope for her. Pin is only 3 from the right-hand side. Contact looks good again, a little left, maybe a little hot, and it is going to be hot. Very hard to stop that out of the rough with the tail breeze.
That's a commercially safe shot, though, with the lie that she had.
And that coming back down off the slope, that really helps her. Only one surface to deal with there for Gabby Lopez, the green. Second to the back left hole location for Se-Young Kim. That's in Celine Boutier territory.
Much better angle here for Sun Hyun Park. She's frozen in the air from 84 yards, and this is looking good.
Some of her travelling fan club may very well be here with her. They're generally wherever she plays.
There's no shortage of them.
Her chances have disappeared, but she's going to fight it out to the end. What a final day, a Saturday it's been for Celine Boutier. Birdie at the last gives her a round of 66, equal to the best round of the week. Well, the only reward for Mo will be a 1 if she pops it in the hole, because the prize has gone off, but that would be enough of a reward. I'm sure they might even think about giving her a second crack at it.
I know the other Mo got a hole-in-one last week, and it wasn't on a hole with the prize, but she still walked away with a little bit of a check that they put together for her. Mo Martin, that is. We've already had the 28th hole-in-one of the season. Of those 28, only 7 had prizes attached to them, so it was good for Gabby Lopez.
156 is the number. All the way in the back left corner. Pretty hard to get it all the way back there, or even down breeze, because you need to be so careful, and there's the reason you need to be careful. Get beyond the pin there and you could find yourself dead. To 15.
Ariyas is going to be the first, of course, to play here. She stayed up this bank, and that does pose quite a problem because she's got the downhill of the first cut of rough.
Can you walk to the left, please? From that side, okay.
Asking Gabby to move it. One left.
Just a little bit up, going over that ridge, but other than that, it's down the whole way.
So once she does hit the edge of the green, it is still all the way down. Then it's going to move a little bit left to right, but then it hits the big slope and it's going to go right to left, and then it's going to go downhill to this pin. So it's a bit of a roller coaster. Up and over. Oh. Very well done.
Looked a little hot coming off, but she judged it perfectly.
Very interesting. Gabby Lopez would have got a good indication of the run up and over this ridge and down to the hole. Will have helped her coming from a much better position than Ariyas had.
For birdie, yes, but realistically, 2 putts from here when you've got a 3-shot lead, that's all you're after. And in all likelihood, 2 putts it'll be for both of them. So the status quo should be maintained with 3 to play. And those last 3 holes, Gabby's played them in 5 under. Ariyas played them in 3 under, but that is slewed by what happened yesterday. Gabby having a 1 at the 17th and Ariyas hitting it in the water at 16. But the numbers are the numbers. The last 3 won't hold any fears for her.
Give the instruction. He would go left centre with this putt, just a tiny little bit of break. Good chance for her to pick up a birdie here. Still at 1 under, so she's in the red. And there's still a lot to play for. So she can manage to make a couple of birdies over these last few holes. Further up this leaderboard you get, the better. And also she does have the thing in regards to Ariyas with the Rolex rankings numbers. There's so little between them, but she has to get in front of Ariyas to take over that. And that does not look like it's going to happen today. Well, I will have to say, there's been an awful lot of putts left out on this golf course by Sung Hyun Park.
Yeah, she's 5 shots adrift of Ariyas. That could have been very different, but so many permutations in everything that's gone on today. It's been hard to keep track of it at times. The one thing we do know is that Danielle Kang has thrown caution to the ever-present winds. Has just decided to go at it. Ollie says perfect. Danielle says sit. All in all, good result. Birdie putt coming. To go. And a 3-shot cushion. That's if this goes in. Hard to see the turnaround coming for Ariyas, but I think we would have been saying exactly the same thing about the relative situation between Ariyas and Gabby yesterday when they came to 17. And we know what happened there. It's unlikely it could happen 2 days in a row, but in this wonderful game, you never know.
Monster of a putt for Se Young Kim. Quite had enough speed on it.
To complete what's been a brilliant day, Celine Boutier coming up the last. Here's her second shot at the par 5. up into position where she can make an assault, leave herself a full shot into this front right hole location, and hopefully finish with a birdie for the equal best round of the week. This is for par for Chella Choi. Remember, she had her second shot landed just out of the bunker, so she could only chip it up to there. So a bogey at best coming for Chella. Heading in a southerly direction on the leaderboard, unfortunately, today, the 28-year-old Korean. Blue Bay corner. All Gabby has to do is negotiate these 3 holes in par, and that's probably going to be enough, but that's easier said than done. 16th is tough, the par 4. 17th with the back left hole location of the par 3, and then the drive that'll get your knees knocking at 18, especially if you're in a position to win your first event. That's what the Mexican faces. She needs just to hold it together and do what she's been doing.
I think there's a fair bit of movement behind Gabby as well. A lot of people coming up the path. Plenty of breeze up here too. Left to right slightly helping.
Plan queen.
Just taking it straight down the centre. She is rock solid.
Gets it down there a long way. Hardest hole on the golf course today at 4.44. Over the course of the week, it's been the equal 3rd hardest hole, so even harder than yesterday. We thought it was a tough assignment yesterday, tougher today, but the scoring opportunity does come at the last 17. You've got to be thinking par, but Ariyas got to think better than that from here on in.
As we saw yesterday, so much can happen. Low ball flight for Area, and that too is going to be on the fairway. Both balls down there a long way, and wind is really starting to gust now.
Boy, that is a runner.
And a big advantage as we go up to the green. You can see this back left plateau. And it's going to be a drop shot for Chella Choi. So she's going to move out to 3 over par for her round today.
Much higher ball flight for Sun Kun Park. This is another one that is carrying a long way. All 3 balls in great shape.
16th fairway has been the hardest one to hit all week long. That's impressive.
Gabby Lopez enters Blue Bay corner with a 3-shot lead. Her first win, beckoning. Potentially the greatest day of her golfing life, Gabby Lopez. And if you thought there would be some signs of stress and strain with the pressure of leading the best player in the world, you ain't seen one. Hardly.
What a day Celine Boutier has been putting together. That putt will be for a 66 on a day where the best in the world have faltered.
So what we're seeing is this young woman, 150 in the world, Gabby Lopez, 136 in the world, and you look at what we've seen today and this week from Gabby and think, how can that be? But it's a good indicator of the depth of the women's game at the moment. hasn't finished any better than 12th this year. Celine, she's going to better that and better that by a long way. And just a check for $140,000 will be a nice bonus along the way too. Back to second shots at 16. We've had a bit of everything today.
1 meter
Weather-wise.
from second day.
Left to right cross breeze here on 16. You don't feel a lot of it from down on the fairway. Quite protected, it's down in the hollow, but as soon as this ball gets up in the air, there's plenty happening in those palms. 145. Sunhyun. And in that back left corner. Just doesn't get it on the right-hand side of the ridge. It was looking good in the air.
Not many have managed to find that plateau.
Ritmo, Gaby, siente el palo.
Must try and find out if Gabby's been singing the one song all day or whether she's got a whole repertoire.
I know from experience, Sandy, she's a pretty big fan of Despacito.
Haces un normal que es perfecto.
Maybe it was his whole repertoire. Now, right on 140 for Gabby. I've seen her take a couple of very deep breaths, so there's a cool exterior. She's doing very, very well to keep this control. Good-looking shot. It's a great line. And it's right there.
Oh, my goodness. That might be the shot that sews it up. This has been a remarkable display from this young woman. To see what she did at 17 yesterday and then to see this. They are two shots she will remember for as long as she plays this game.
Well, Ariyas must be wondering what she can possibly do to stop this. Only 129 in for Ariyas. She's got this 3-wood a long way down here. She really needs at this point in time to knock this absolutely dead. She cannot afford to let Gabby Lopez get another one ahead.
Well, she might have been able to wait before Gabby played that shot, but now, Sandy, it's got to be a birdie here.
She's starting left of the flag. It's staying left of the flag. It's on the right level.
To be a 4 to finish for Mohan Du. Just a new professional herself, the 16-year-old part of the World Amateur Teams Championship for China. And you know what? There's a lot of talent brewing in this country.
Se-Young Kim at the penultimate hole. Many have got it all the way to the back. And the potential for a great finish for the young lady from France. Rolls in a birdie at the final hole, and at the moment she has got herself up into a tie for second. 66, equal to the best round of the week. That is spectacular. And not only 66, blemish-free 66 in these conditions. Whew, that is something.
And she's in the clubhouse. Maybe the most important part of it. .156 is the number.
Gabby Lopez had a very enjoyable walk up to the 17th green yesterday. That was with a 1. In some ways, this might be even more enjoyable because of the implications of this short putt. It now means that Ariyas simply has to hole her putt. Otherwise, she's going to be 4 shots down with 2 holes to play.
Tough assignment here for Sun Hyun Park. She's right at the base of this big bridge. So it's up and over, and then this top level sits quite severely right to left. So she's going to have to allow a little bit for that right to left. So it's up and over. Starts moving, just loses on the bottom side.
By the look of things, well, almost certainly we can say that Ariya Jutanugarn will end the day as the world #1. And here is her sister with her second shot at the final hole. Just an awkward little pitch in there from down in that area. It doesn't really show you how far below the green Mo will be standing. Back to 16. And a must putt for Ariya.
I think the interesting thing with this, Pete, is the strength of Gabby Lopez. She has just looked rock solid the whole way, and every time Ariya puts a little pressure on, she responds. Gosh, it's been a good display.
She said in her press conference last night something that really stood out to me from Gabby, where she says, I'm right here because I can do it. It's not because of luck. It's because of the way I've been playing.
Oh, Ali, she really looks the complete package. I mean, she's got a really good golf game. And just mentally, just watching her get herself around here today as we watch Sun Hyun finish out there, she has been incredibly impressive. I mean, the all-round golfer.
And there is Sung Hyun tapping in, and we saw Jennifer Song rolling one up, lagging one up to 17 and getting herself to range where she should be able to make her par as well. So it looks as though it's just about in the book now. 2 holes to play for Gabby Lopez, and she leads by 4. Par-saving putt for Se-Young Kim at the penultimate hole to remain even par for the day. So she's got herself at the moment into a tie for 4th with Danielle Kang, who needs an up and down from just beneath the level of the green at 18. We know what happened here yesterday, and it was the catalyst. So she waits for the time being as the putting action goes on. It was the moment that changed everything yesterday and turned the golf tournament on its head, and she'll be thinking about that at the moment. But the rest of the players have got their own business to go about, and Chela Choi just trying to salvage something from what has been a bit of a wreck in the final round. +3, just one red figure, and that was way back at the 7th.
Chela walks away with her 3 as the final group waits back on the tee. And it's not a weight you want in this situation.
I can tell you something, it's the first weight we've had because they were on the clock not long ago. They were given a warning to catch up, so it's the first time we actually had to wait. And the group in front, it's nice to have caught up.
We've seen Jennifer Song coughing and spluttering a bit out there today, not feeling 100%, but she's done a really good job. It feels like she's been about this mark. She's 2 under for the tournament. It feels like she's been there for 3 days, and if we were to look back at her score, I think it would probably be that she has.
Has been solid. 70, 71, 72 yesterday.
So she'll be pleased to get it all done, and she'll get a top 10 finish under her belt. Well, they stood here 24 hours ago, and Gabby Lopez did not know what was about to happen. Not only a magic moment for her day, but her career, as it would turn out. They couldn't see it, and then someone said, "You know what's happened?" Really? Really? Yes, really. And what it prompted was a 4-shot turnaround between herself and Ariyas Jutanagan over the last 2 holes, and that was the catalyst for this victory, which is now seemingly within her grasp.
It looks like it's sitting in those palms behind the green. 8-iron for Gabby. Now this is well right. Disappeared over that front pot bunker from us.
It's okay, Sandy. It's gone through the green, but it's just in the rough at the back right-hand corner. 4 shots to play with. You can afford to make 4 there, and just make sure you make probably no worse than 6 at the last, and you'll be okay.
Ariyas, the next player to go on this tee. Just a wedge for Ariyas. Breezes left to right, but coming out over their left shoulders. So it is helping a little bit. Just a little right of the flag as well for Ariyas. Oh, gets a kick, but not enough to bounce it up on that back section. Long range putt.
She needs to be careful, otherwise she might squander 2nd place to Celine Boutier, who's, as Ali said, got it in the clubhouse. So her job's done.
Still got the front number. Yeah, normal one. Trusted 100%. The club. As I say, forget what happens here. It's helping up with the green.
One more for Sun Hyun. She is going with a 9-iron. That is left of the flag. Just stops on that left-hand side.
20 feet from the edge.
It always looked as though it was going to be too much of a task. What a day for Celine Boutier, though, coming up with the equal best round of the week, a 66. She's tied second now. Here she is with Kate Burton.
Celine, what a birthday present. We found out it's your birthday today, and what a way to celebrate. A 66, you must be very pleased.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be able to finish on a good score like this this week, and also, you know, on my birthday, it's always special.
Has anybody told you it's a difficult golf course?
Yeah, I did experience the difficult golf course, and I knew it was going to be challenging with the wind and everything. But, you know, I just tried to take advantage of every opportunity I had on the course today, and I knew that I needed to shoot something low to be able to move up the leaderboard. So I'm really happy I was able to do that.
It looks like it's not going to be enough to catch up with Gabby Lopez. But were you looking at the leaderboard thinking at one point, hang on, I might have an outside chance here?
No, I actually decided to focus on my own game today. I did not look at one leaderboard, so I didn't really know where I was standing throughout the day. But I just figured, you know, if I wanted to have a shot, I would have to shoot really low. So I kind of knew that, you know, coming in it was going to be difficult, but I'm just happy I'm, you know, in the top 5 or top 3, and able to finish on a good note like that is always nice.
Oh, well, it was superb. And clearly you enjoy playing golf on Hainan Island because you've had a professional win here before.
Yeah, I did. It was, I think, like half an hour away from here last year. But unfortunately, they canceled the tournament this year, so I'm not able to defend my title. But yeah, I've been having some good weeks here. I think I'm going to come back for the next couple of years.
You certainly showed that win on the Ladies European Tour, but clearly enjoying life on the LPGA. Now, we're going to watch these closing couple of holes with Gabby Lopez, but happy birthday from us. Okay, a cake, and very well deserved. A super round from you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Celine. She talked about finishing top 4 or top 3. She may be top 2. Who knows with what has gone on. Let's have a look back at her day. Got off to a good start, as it needed to when you're that far back. Even par, rolling in a birdie at the first. She thought probably things might be in for a pretty good day. Well, it was much better than that.
Yeah, made a par at the second, and then this at the third. So 2 birdies and 3 holes to start the day. It kept getting better.
At 7 for another one to move to 3 under par for the day. And not only was 3 under very good for her, it was way in front of anybody else at that stage.
She wasn't quite done yet either. The par 5, the 8th hole, used the slope perfectly. That would result in another birdie.
Then the world number 150 went into a mode where she was just making pars until she got to 16 and did that from long range. And obviously she got the taste back again.
And she wanted it on the 18th. To finish in style. Just a short club in hand and a beautiful birdie at the last, en route to a 66 today from the young French star.
What price that? The 2 people perhaps at the top of the leaderboard having their birthdays in successive days. Happy birthday, Celine. Gabby had a happy birthday yesterday, her second at 17 on its way. Par not guaranteed, probably doesn't mean that much.
Par would be very, very nice, but I think at the moment just there's a bit of strain on the faces at the moment. I think the reality is hitting, but they've still got a little bit of work to do. But there's one man who can't get a smile off his face, and that's the caddy.
I'm sure Alvaro is very happy with his player as she stands. And Danielle Kang would be pretty pleased with this too at the last. In she goes for a 68. And look at that back 9. Came home like an absolute freight train. Just the one blemish today. And a good Saturday for Danielle Kang.
And a very good Asian swing for Danielle Kang too, with that victory in Shanghai in her pocket.
Uphill putt all the way here for Ariyas. Halfway, it comes out of that hollow and up and over onto the back level, way, way short. It has been just a fascinating day. The highs and lows of Ariyas golf today.
Yeah, sometimes we look at golf at the top level and we think, who's going to make eagle? who's going to make 6 or 7 birdies. Well, it's been anything but that today. It's been about holding on. Hannah finishes with a birdie at the last for an even par week, a 73 to finish, and that gets her a top 10.
From off the left edge, Sun Hyun Park, this for birdie. It's got a better pace, just off the line.
She's looked out of sorts. She's had many conversations with her caddy, Dave Jones, today. It's almost been like he's convincing her every time, trying to get her to buy into the shots.
After being just short of the green in 2, Moria's chipped up to there, knocks in a birdie and finishes off with a 71 to be -2, and that is only 4 shots adrift of her sister. And of course she had a couple of double bogeys thrown in yesterday. We can only wonder what might have been had they not been there.
Couple up her sleeve here for Gabby Lopez, but at the same time she doesn't want to just limp in. She'd love to hold this for par and finish strongly on 18. She does have a few shots up her sleeve at this point in time.
Well, she's only had 21 putts today to this point, Sandy, so that putter might be worth its weight in gold literally by the end of the day.
I think she might be painting it gold by the end. She has saved a lot today when she has been under the pump. She's fought back. Slides it by, it'll be a 4, so just lessens the lead a little to 3 at the moment, but Ariyas still has a lot on her plate. And Ariyas in fear of losing that tie for second place.
Celine Boutier having already established that figure of 6 under par with that 66 on her birthday, and Ariyas with this putt to stay in a tie with her. Otherwise she drops back into a tie for third with Danielle Kang, who's already in the clubhouse as well.
Well, we had a middle patch with Ariyas where there were 3 birdies on the trot. We thought, here we go, the foot is going down. She has played some shots today that were incredibly uncharacteristic. But that is a par. Doesn't seem to be shaking that wrist as much as she was on that front 9 or around about the 12th hole.
You can't win them all.
You'd like to.
She's tried to. 3 wins, 15 top 10 placings this year, which will be 16 after today. She goes in as a heavy favourite next week in Naples, Florida.
This for Park for Sun Hyun Park.
Another top 10 coming for the world number 2. Player and caddy getting on okay, despite the fact that they've had their disagreements, not inamicable disagreements at any stage throughout the day, but just one trying to stress the point and the other trying to stress the point, I'm driving the bus, I'll do what I want to do. Bogey for Gabby, but it won't matter in all likelihood. There's only one shot now. Only one shot could possibly affect this victory. It's one of the more daunting tee shots they face all year, but she just has to get it over the pond and get it on the short green stuff, and she's home. At the start of our coverage today, we talked about what Gabby would need to do to hold off this player, the best player in the world. Well, she's done everything she's had to. We know what Ariyas did with this tee shot yesterday in the drink. No issues as they move the tee markers back a little bit today. So
upper arm, hook around.
she clears the foliage. What she would have given for that shot yesterday. Who knows? If she had played that tee shot on Friday, what we'd be saying now. And it is a daunting drive, Ali. It's a spectacular drive, but the numbers actually indicate something different.
Statistically, yeah, the easiest fairway to hit, with 86.8% of the field being able to find the fairway so far this week.
Ritmo, Gabby.
Good job.
Yeah, really nice. Really nice.
So with driver in hand and a lot of water in front of her, that much water in fact, Gabby Lopez is one hole away from her biggest moment.
Buenísimo.
Straight down to pick the tee up, as has been her way all the way through this week. That is just what she wanted. And perhaps she can start thinking about it now.
So up ahead by the green. Bit of an awkward length really for Chella Choi with her third to that front hole location. How beautifully done was that? 3 over for her round today, Chella. Playing alongside this young woman, Jennifer Song. Runner-up at the A&A Inspiration earlier this season, part of the three-way playoff with Inbee Park and Pernilla Lindbergh. She's putting together a super solid 2018.
Pretty reasonable vantage point in the Blue Bay Club there. They've seen some dramatic moments. They saw one 12 months ago, which involved Shan and Moria. They saw Jess Corder playing that second shot from the fairway a few years ago that nearly hit the stick on the way through. And then they looked out over the water a couple of years ago and saw Ariyas put it in the water. They've seen Sei Young come up to this final hole with the trophy almost in her grasp in a year where she was the only player to break par.
Be quiet, please. Thank you. Sheshe.
Paul Fusco showing us that he's fluent in Mandarin.
I hope he's fluent in reading greens as well.
You'll need to be here. That'll get Sei Young under par, and it'll put her up into a tie for fourth with Danielle Kang at 5 under. As we mentioned, another good year for Sei Young, but this is the story. I know one of her very best friends is watching on right now, Ali.
Carlotta Segunda, she is tuning in, and you have to think about whether or not Lorena Ochoa might be aware of the situation as well. The last Mexican winner on the LPGA, a mentor to Gabby in her rookie year, spoke to her nearly every week, and she passed the torch, and Gabby is holding it high here today.
A week then where Jennifer Song has had to hold things together for a long time. She could finish with a birdie to get it to even par for this final round. Very nicely done. And Jennifer elevates herself up into 6th place. A smile of relief as much as anything. When you're feeling not well, it can be a long time to get around this layout. She's done a very good job to be in the top half dozen.
Gabby Lopez now just going with the iron. She's just going to put this in play. There is no point in any heroics here. She has shots up her sleeve. So just going to play an iron down to a sort of a wedge distance that she's going to be comfortable with this tight front right pin. Can be absolutely fine in the centre of the fairway.
We talk about Gabby's short game being a real feature, but she's been very solid tee to green throughout the first 3 rounds. A little less so today, only hit 7 of 17 greens so far, but that short game is something to behold.
She's actually been really impressive. Ali, just watching her hit the ball today, she's been striking the ball really well.
Chella makes a birdie at the last, just her 2nd for the day. Tough day. She finishes at even par. Dad loves it no matter what, and that's a top 10 for Chella. Tied 10th with Panarak Tanapol Bunyaras. Tap in for Se Young Kim to elevate herself to -5, and she gets herself up into a tie for 4th with Danielle Kang. Adding to the $1.2 million she's already collected.
If there's anything back end, it's not going to make much difference.
.204 is the number.
Just play hooker up.
Exactly 200 to the front. The pin is only snuck on there 4 paces. Quite a strengthening breeze now coming across again, right to left, slightly into her. Solid contact out to the right, and it is staying out to the right.
And a certain degree of difficulty left with the next for Sunghyun Park.
Yeah. Probably want to start it like the England flag back there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can see if that gust will go down, but even if the gust goes down, you can hit it.
Okay.
Spot on 200 yards for area. Has a 3-iron in hand. Low ball flight, starting it well to the right, coming back towards the pin. Well, there you go.
On the dance floor, but it's taken the downslope and moved away probably 30 feet or so. Gabby Lopez, moments away from her biggest moment. She'll enjoy this walk. At the start of the week, our thoughts turn to who the likely winner of the golf tournament is. And I know, Ali, you're often asked, who's the dark horse? Who's the one that can come out of the pack that perhaps nobody expects? Well, it would have been hard to see the world number 136, a player who's had one top 10 finish for the year, as that dark horse. But everything she has done and everything that she has displayed this week indicates to us that she is a much better player than the record on paper suggests.
She's been elevated. I think that's the only way to put it. In particular, in the last 48 hours.
Vale. Puede ser un poquito más de las 9, ¿vale? Haz lo tuyo.
Just under 70 yards for Gabby. Well, the line's good.
Right over the top of the flagstick. It hangs a little bit on Shan's ledge, but she's got so many to play with that it won't matter. Still, no sign of the break of the game face yet. In her mind, it's not done yet. Not until that last putt falls. The trophy, which has only been around a few years, Leanne Pace was the first to get her name on it. Se Young Kim is there. Minji Lee and Shan Feng, and soon Gabby Lopez of Mexico. To follow in the steps of a golfing legend.
Sun Hyun Park finds herself in a little spot of trouble here. She's got a flat lie, sort of like an old grassy bunkered area, but where she is going to have to land this, so looking at off the green to try and kill it off, because this pin is only 4 from this right-hand side and 4 from the front. It's going to be difficult to control it. She has to somehow just really land this softly and kill it off a little bit. Needs to sit. It's well done.
All of those numbers that they've been adding up over the last 3.5 days, almost 4 days, have been perfect in most cases. Her ability to hit greens for the first 3 days, she was the best player in the field. It's been a bit more of a battle today. But her ability to hit fairways, sometimes around this place, hitting fairways and hitting them in the right spot is just as important, because it sets up that second shot. And we talked earlier about the difficulty of the par 4s on this golf course, so that emphasised the nature of the importance of the tee shot.
She only missed 2 fairways all week. All day, I should say, but Eri Jutanagan has also been pretty solid off the tee in this final round. This is a big putt for Aria.
It's a big putt for many reasons. She's got quite a ridge in front of her there, just on that left-hand side. Up and over and around it's coming. Oh, just straightened up. It went the other direction at the last minute.
And there might just be a little angel on her shoulder. At some stage she'll be thinking of her late grandfather, Jose, who passed away recently. She often talked about the conversations they would have, the fact that he would tell her to believe. She had to keep that belief from the moment she hit the first ball today, and she's done it. This would be a very appropriate way to finish a lifetime performance.
Appropriate for Ariyas to take her time with this. Celine Boutier in the clubhouse at 6 under par.
Another top 10, it will be another big paycheck. It will be not the victory she was searching for, though. Another fine week, though, for the #1 player in the game, and she cements her ranking as that. 73 to close. There were many hoping that this young woman might be able to do what she can do, to find a low score within herself. At the start of this day, to produce the contest, she got up to within 2 or 3 at one stage, but it was mainly because the others were coming back to her. And it never quite caught fire on the final day for Sung Hyun Park. She'll head to next week knowing that they can put this season to bed, and she'll be looking to do it in the best possible fashion. Her 25th birthday provided her with probably the greatest day of her golfing life so far. The day after will confirm that. Finally, the relief becomes evident. Gabby Lopez walks in the footsteps of one of the greats of the game, her countrywoman Lorena Ochoa, in the colours of her nation. She celebrates the biggest day of her career. And I dare say that the great Lorena Ochoa would be somewhere watching on right now with a whole lot